Following your dreams is never easy. It's gonna take work, and it's gonna take dedication, and it's gonna take focus, and it's gonna take drive. But as long as you really love it, and you really want it, and you keep that laser focus, then nothing is impossible.
Seeing Zendaya posing for the cameras on the Crusette red carpet at Cannes for the premiere of June, one might have been forgiven to assume she was the main star, but when we learn that the rising supernova star is only seen for 7 minutes as Chani in the film, that we are left to wonder what is going on. With the emergence of a true phenomenon, there was the arrival of Madonna, Kate Moss, Gaga, and now we can add to that list the arrival of Zendaya, as a fully formed fashion film cultural icon. At the tender age of just 25, Zendaya's rise to fame has been phenomenal, and with over 1 million followers on Instagram, she has become something of a global sensation. The more famous Zendaya has become, she has been scrutinised time and time again for her persona, having to overcome adversity and racial discrimination.
I'm so inspired by all the incredible Black women in my field, creatively, who have taken over this industry and created beautiful work, continue to showcase storytelling in many different ways, and inspire me to, take my shit to the next level. Black women are beautiful, man. That's all I have to say. Who did that?
Born to an African-American father and a German-Scottish mother, Zendaya has stood out for her unique appearance, becoming one of the greatest role models for young girls all over the world.
Do you believe in Black girl magic, and what does that mean to you?
Hell yeah, I believe in Black girl magic. We're magical. I don't care what anybody says. I read this one tweet that was like, our skin soaks up the sun rays and our hair defies gravity, and that's magic.
Zendaya has made the notoriously difficult transition from child star to actor and musician, and then to feminist, activist for women's rights, author and philanthropist. She is a transformative young star, crossing TV, fashion and film, destined to be the biggest Hollywood actress on the planet. Zendaya was born on September 1st, 1996. She was raised in California with 5 siblings on her father's side and grew up amongst millennials that were forward-thinking and free-spirited. Her father, Kazembe Ajumo Coleman, experienced a different upbringing during the civil rights movement, and some say he was associated with members of the revolutionary group, the Black Panthers.
Like her background, being a mixed daughter, how do you deal with that in this industry? Teaching her to love herself regardless of what people say, oh, this is what, you need to, let's lighten up these pictures, let's darken up these pictures. Where did you give her that confidence from, or how'd she get it?
Well, everything starts at home and upbringing. So she's always known who she is, and because Zendaya has the best of both worlds. She comes from an upper middle class white family her mother was raised in, and I guess we would consider ourselves middle class, hardworking Black. Zendaya, she's just learned to balance from both worlds because she can navigate.
Growing up around the theater and kind of seeing skeleton of a tech rehearsal, and then you see a dress rehearsal, and then you see the performance. It's an amazing step-by-step process that I was really, really obsessed with, and I couldn't wait to be up there and just watch and see it progress and grow.
Growing up, Zendaya proved herself to be a natural-born performer, which saw her star in many plays for Black History Month and the Shakespeare Theatre in Orinda, California. Later on, she discovered her passion for music and joined a hip-hop dance group called Future Shock Oakland for 3 years, but ultimately decided to go back to acting.
I always danced. I always danced around my house everywhere, but I didn't actually start dancing until I was like 8 years old. I started in a hip-hop dance troupe in Oakland, and that's kind of how I started, my dance life. I'm a hip-hop dancer, so when Dancing with the Stars came around, it was quite a a journey because I was obviously not used to that type of movement at all. It's pretty much the exact opposite of anything I've ever learned in life.
This is where a lot of creative magic happened for me.
That is a telephone.
Excuse me, I'm on the phone, thank you.
Okay.
Zendaya became a student at Oakland School for the Arts, which cast her in several theatres within the area.
I was the house manager at the California Shakespeare Theater, and she started coming to work with me when she was very young.
So Zendaya had a professional perspective on theater and Shakespeare very early.
Zendaya was disciplined at a young age, fun, hardworking, and yet that spirit that everybody wants to be around her.
I was really, really shy before I came to this school, so it was a good time for me to kind of break out my shell.
However, the acting was clearly not enough to satisfy Zendaya's industrious energy, and from time to time she found additional work as a backup dancer. She featured in a Sears commercial with Disney star Selena Gomez and performed in Kidz Bop music video for Katy Perry's cover song Hot and Cold. By November 2009, Zendaya was cast as Cece Jones in the Disney show Shake It Up. Shake It Up premiered in November 2010 and attracted 6.2 million viewers. It became one of Disney Channel's highest rated premieres in its 27-year history. She also starred as the spy K.C.Cooper in the comedy TV series K.C. Undercover.
On Shake It Up, that was my first job in the industry. I've definitely grown up on Disney Channel. For me, it's been a really great place because I've been able to play really strong characters, very intelligent characters, and there's so many fun dynamics. I had time to learn and grow and figure out what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go. Disney Channel kind of approached me with like maybe working with each other again, and I thought it was a great idea.
Zendaya turned to music in 2011 and released 2 singles, Swag It Out and Watch Me. In 2012, she signed up with Hollywood Records, subsequently releasing her debut single, Replay. The single reached the top 40 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in the US and was the inspiration to continue her music career.
I listen to my own music a lot. I think if you don't like your own music, then you can't really expect other people to like it either. So I listen to my own stuff all the time.
Zendaya launched her commercial success as a musician 2018 with the song Rewrite the Stars from the Greatest Showman soundtrack. The single received global multi-platinum certifications after it reached the top 20 of several record charts.
Hey, Rue. How was rehab?
It was good. It's really, really good.
Oh, that's good. How long have you been back?
5 days.
Oh. New chapter.
Mom.
After overcoming a creative block, she was able to immerse herself in a vulnerable, emotional state in order to play the complex character of Rue Bennett in the acclaimed teen drama series Euphoria.
It was very interesting because I was kind of in this phase of my career where I've been working consistently on something since I was like 13 years old. So this was the first time in my life that I didn't have a job really, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I feel like there was like a lot of pressure to figure out what that next thing was, and people are like, how is she gonna step out? Is she gonna do this? Is she gonna do that? And I had all these ideas of what the right move for me to make was, and then everything I read just wasn't clicking with me. Nothing felt like it was the right thing, and I didn't want to just say yes because I didn't have anything else, you know? And then Euphoria came along, and I read it, and I fell in love with it immediately, and I cared for Rue, and I cared for the characters, and I was like, I need to meet whoever made this, and all the doubts that I had and the worries that I had, I just like completely disappeared, and I just felt like I had to be a part of this.
Since 2017, Zendaya has been producing and starring in A White Lie as Anita Hemmings, an African-American woman who was a descendant of slaves and Europeans.
What up, dorks? What's up?
and more recently she played the role of Michelle in Spider-Man: Homecoming and No Way Home. She was praised by John DeFore of The Hollywood Reporter as a scene stealer, and IndieWire's David Ehrlich, who said she was the film's MVP.
So yeah, that was crazy just to know that I'm part of this massive universe. Exactly, it's a literal universe that they've created, and kind of is like, you know, the closest thing I think now to like Star Wars and all that kind of stuff, and unlike anything we've ever seen before. So just to know that you're like a little piece of that massive puzzle, to say that I exist in the same universe as Tony Stark and Iron Man, ain't bad.
You are by far the most excruciating, difficult, stubbornly obnoxious woman I've ever met in my entire life. I fucking love you.
Zendaya continued to work through the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, co-starring with John David Washington and working with director Sam Levinson in Malcolm and Marie. In 2020, Zendaya was cast as frontwoman Ronnie Spector in the biopic Spector's memoir adaptation Be My Baby.
Ever since I was little, my dad his dream for me was to become the first woman in the NBA. That wasn't gonna happen. So I decided to go more of the artsy route.
In April this year, Zendaya voiced the character Lola Bunny in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Cute to watch them bicker when everyone knows this is Lola's team.
She was also cast in Denis Villeneuve's recent release sci-fi film Dune.
You know, this film in particular, I didn't get as much time as I wish I could with the characters or being there, but with the time that I did have, you know, I learned so much from Denis. Literally every day I was just like, this is like the coolest thing ever. You know, we're in these beautiful, you know, kind of rock structures in the middle of the desert, you know, wearing these like dope ass still suits, you know, and then this guy was just so welcoming and brought so much to every scene that we had together. And so I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Yeah. You know, like this will be a good time. So I really do hope that we get the chance to live with these characters some more, because I think we would have even more fun. Selfishly. I like dressing up and having fun with clothes.
Fashion is something that helps Zendaya create distance between herself and her Disney persona, who desperately wanted to create who she was as a person outside of her Disney character.
I am thrilled to introduce you to Zendaya.
In 2014, Zendaya appeared as a guest judge on an episode of Project Runway.
All right, designers, I'm like constantly on the hunt for like my next performance outfit, something that really is Zendaya, a little tomboy edge, and something most importantly that I can move in.
You know, I really appreciate that you looked at my style. And that's what I really liked about the jersey, because I would probably wear that.
From 2015 to 2016, she debuted her shoe collection and her clothing line, Daya by Zendaya, which was gender fluid and included a full range of sizes. Her runway shows were also celebrated at Paris Fashion Week and New York Fashion Week for her diversity and inclusivity. The shows played tribute to pioneering model icons, women of colour, plus size and models aged up to 70. By October 2020, she won the Visionary Award at the CNMI Green Carpet Fashion Awards for her efforts in promoting diversity and inclusion in fashion and film.
But fashion did something special for me. It gave me the extraordinary gift of transformation, the ability to become and embody all these different characters and be literally anyone I wanted to be.
Hey, what's up? It's Zendaya here. Let's go out there and try to help as many people as we can, because they really do need our help right now.
And join me and trick or treat for UNICEF to help kids who need it most.
There is just no stopping Zendaya when it comes to charity work. With her continued efforts from fundraising with CrowdRise to starring in Malcolm and Marie, the film was sold in September 2020, with some of the proceeds donated to Feeding America.
So this year, I decided to work with Convoy of Hope's Women's Empowerment Initiative. Help me reach my goal so that we can help these beautiful, strong, intelligent, bright women. So help me out this year, all right? For my 20th birthday, all I want is to help these women. So I'm counting on you.
Zendaya is a feminist, which she describes as someone who believes in the power of women just as much as they believe in the power of anyone else, equality and fairness.
You know, it's important to be here, to be able to embrace each other, love each other, uplift each other, and also show young people. I'm here because, you know, as a leader amongst young people, to show that you're not too young to get out and make a difference, to be a part of something that's much bigger than yourself.
Zendaya isn't sure what the next step is in her career. She hasn't yet signed on to any future movies, but she has certainly set herself up to become a blockbuster star. Whatever she decides to transform into, this young starlet is destined to become the next Hollywood superstar. She is truly a transformative young star, crossing TV, fashion, film and activism. With so many strings to her bow, Zendaya is destined to be one of the biggest actors on the planet.
We've all been told not to look directly into the sun. But when our next honoree is on screen, none of us can look away. Her gaze is mesmerizing and reveals both her strength and vulnerability. Her smile is electrifying and displays her magnetic charm and joyous spirit. Her stance is regal and confident, and it lets the world know that she's walking in syncopation with her destiny. She has no frenemies and is beloved by fans of all ages. She's not afraid to shake things up and recently faced a love entanglement with a guy named Malcolm. She is fierce and fearless and has a soft spot in her heart for spiders. She's worked with some of the greatest showmen on earth, and each of them has expressed their euphoria in working with her. She is young, gifted, and Black, and has perfected the art of mastering her story as an Emmy-winning actress and producer. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome to the stage my friend, the lovely and talented Zendaya.